what's up, Raider Nation? It's your boy Mikey Raider coming at you with 2 shows in a row. That's right, 2 weeks ago, I had a show after being MIA for like 5 months, it feels like. And 2 weeks later, I'm coming to you with the second Raider Football Talk show. That's good. That means I'm a little bit healthy. I'm feeling good, feeling excited, feeling a little bit passionate. And I wanted to talk some Raiders because I don't got a girlfriend at the moment. I really don't have a life. And I'm struggling in a lot of aspects in life. But hey, I get to now come online, hopefully have no computer, microphone problems, and talk to you guys, the Raider Nations, my peoples that have stood by me for so long and supported me for so long. And I love you guys. I love you so much. It's April Fool's Day, and I'm not going to fool you, although we got some damn breaking news that I just read about 5 minutes before I went live. That's why I'm about 30 minutes late. We're going to get into that and more. First off, let me tell the people that I see online that are the early birds, the old people that getting the early bird specials. Richard Lyon, Raider Gabe, Matthew Suazo, P. Pistol, Docs Entertainment. What's up, Docs? Richard, Johnny Sosa, Raider Gabe, Hey Angel, Dominique 5 is online. All right, I'll get to a few more people as we go along during the show. Just wanted to remind you guys, every week, I want you guys to call the hotline and leave your rants. Leave your rants because we only had 2 of them, and they're from like 3 weeks ago. How am I going to get your football fan phone calls if you don't call the rant hotline and leave a message, leave a question, leave a talk, tell me a story? How am I going to do that if you guys don't comply? I reminded everybody on Twitter just yesterday, and we still didn't get no damn phone calls. I'm not going to go to it during the show, so if you leave a rant, it's going to be for next week or 2 weeks from now, because I'm doing a show every 2 weeks. Every 2 weeks for the next couple months. Then there's a possibility of a Raiders roundtable coming up, maybe this weekend. There's definitely going to be a Mondays with Mikey and Murph around April 18th before the draft. I'm trying to get you guys some content. I'm trying to come back. We got All Eyes on G, J-Dogs Online, EA, Darth Vader Raiders, and Raiders 7528. I love y'all. I thank y'all for tuning in. And let's get right into it. Please chime in during the show. If you ask me questions sometimes during the show, I'm too focused on giving you guys like entertainment and telling you my POV that I don't see the questions. So I just wanted to let you know that during the fan segment where we listen to a couple of phone calls, I'll be taking questions then. Okay? Because I do have to kind of write out a show or a plot line or a segment, and then I have to do it, and I can't constantly, I'm not very good at going and then answering questions in the middle of the show, so forgive me. It is what it is, guys. This is not a Q&A. Maybe I should do a Q&A one day, just straight on, go online for about 30, 45 minutes to an hour and do a Q&A. But I will, from time to time, be looking at your guys' information and stuff like that. Maybe I'm wrong about some of the things I'm saying, and I am going to ask you your point of view. And I will go back to the text and read them after the show if I didn't read them during the show. So I love you guys. You ready to do this? Let's get it going. The show's officially starting in about 1 minute. And we got a big show. We got some breaking news. And it might be legit. We also are going to talk about Derek Carr and his extension. What's going on with that? Also, we're going to delve a little bit into Josh McDaniels. And we're going to expose what he's doing or what his plan is for the Raiders. Because now in free agency, his plan is kind of come to fruition. And I'm excited. We're going to get into some latest news. We are going to talk about the Chris Rock and Will Smith Jada Pinkett Smith thing. I know you guys are tired of it. But hey, I'm gonna talk about it for 5 minutes at the end, give my 2 cents. And I'm gonna divide the world and the country again. It'll be fun. It'll be a freaking great time. Then we're gonna get to your Raider fan calls, your Raider Ranch, whatever you want to call them. Then we got a funny clip coming your way that you're gonna want to stick around for. Trust me, we got a funny clip coming around that you guys are going to want to stick around for. All right, let's do it. Episode 2 of Raider Football Talk for the 2022 season is about to begin. Are you ready? I am. Raider 1's ready. MG's ready. Let's get to it. We're going to have a good show, good time. We're going to be blessed. Talk Raiders. I love you much. Thank you, everybody, for tuning in. Let's do it. Oh, yeah, Raider Nation, what's up? It's your boy, Mikey Raider, coming to you with another Raider Football Talk, where we talk every 2 weeks during the offseason about our Raiders, the latest news, and we delve into some subjects. We throw out some theories. We take your fan rant calls, and we also have a little bit of fun. This is Raider Football Talk. Please hit that thumbs up, that like, that subscribe button. Please share this video. I'm trying to make a comeback. There are ways to support me financially since I'm not getting any money off of YouTube. I'm working my way back, but it's going to take a while. But if you feel like supporting, hit that thumbs up, hit that like, hit that subscribe button. Share the video. We will have clips in the coming days from this episode. We also got a PayPal, a Venmo. And we might sell t-shirts still. I don't know. Check in the description. It's up to you. But the most support you guys can give is hitting that thumbs up, liking the video, and being a friend. Thank you for being my friend. You're my awesome, awesome Raider friend. I know your heart is true. You're my pal and my confidant. Let's do the whole theme song. And if I threw you a party, invited everyone you knew, then you would see the biggest gift you give to me is the card attached that says, hey Raider fan, thank you for being my friend. Yeah, that's the Golden Girls. And on this Raider team, we now have the Golden Boys. I'll explain that in a little bit. Once again, Raider Nation, this is Raider Football Talk. We're going to talk our Raiders, and let's get it started. We'll get to your fan phone calls in a few minutes. We're going to have an awesome clip talking about, I'm going to roast somebody. I'm going to roast somebody in my funny clip toward the end of the show. You're going to want to stick around for that. And just to give you a little enticement, we're going to expose Josh McDaniels and what he's doing. Expose doesn't mean a bad thing. And we're going to talk about Derek Carr's extension. The hell's going on with that? Is there a problem in the background? There may just be. We're also going to get into some latest news. And here it is, y'all. We got some breaking latest news. Antonio Brown tweeted he wants to become a Raider. And Josh McDaniels has responded. That's right, Antonio Brown wants to make a comeback to the Raiders now that they're under a new regime, and Josh McDaniels apparently has responded. This will kill me if Josh McDaniels and the Raiders actually pursue Antonio Brown. This will kill me. I literally will quit the team. No, I won't. Yes, I will. Antonio Brown is apparently making a trip to Las Vegas this weekend to have a meeting with the Raiders staff. Those reports are coming out. I saw it on a couple channels like Wi-Fi Willie, NFL Live a little bit earlier. They talked about it. They had a quick clip, and I was trying to pay attention. Apparently, Antonio Brown's got a meeting with the Raiders in Sin City this weekend. In free agency news, we didn't get Stefon Gilmore. I think that ship is passed. All the reports were Stefon Gilmore is going to be a Raider. He's going to go from the Patriots, come to the Raiders with the new staff from the Patriots. He followed the Raiders on Instagram, and ain't nothing happened. Is it because of money? What's going on with that Stefon Gilmore news? I look like a fool because I'm a guru, and everything I predict happens. I wrote this on Twitter. I put my name on the line with Stefon Gilmore, and now I'm looking like a damn fool. Even though I am a fool, I'm looking like even more of a damn fool. I'm looking like Antonio Brown now. On April Fool's Day. That's how I'm looking. So the Stefon Gilmore is not going to happen. Ain't happening. Now the rumors for Tyrann Mathieu are ramping up. Well, the longer this goes for Gilmore, the cheaper he will get. The longer this goes for Tyrann Mathieu, the even more cheaper he'll get than Stefon Gilmore. Unless Gilmore signed already that I don't know about. I can't follow all the damn news. I do have a small life. I do have to masturbate and have sex with my furniture every couple weeks just to keep my libido going. But the Tyrann Mathieu situation, that could happen in the realm of possibility with the Raiders cap space that we're going to talk about in a minute. So the longer this goes along, the more that could possibly happen. But there are other teams in on the sweepstakes for Tyrann Mathieu. But this is a possibility. I'm going to give it 50-50 for him to come to the Raiders, to want to get revenge on the Chiefs, even though he won't say it publicly. And I do believe the Raiders are interested in Tyrann Mathieu more than Stefon Gilmore. And I believe they're waiting and holding out till either minicamp start after the draft and they see what they can do or what they can get. Then they might hone in on Tyrann Mathieu. If the Raiders are waiting, and if he signs before the draft, we're going to lose out on him. And then maybe they pursue Stefon Gilmore. Or if Stefon Gilmore signs before the draft and Tyrann is still available after the draft, we might pursue him. But I give this one a 50-50. The Stefon Gilmore one, I give 20% now going on. And I'll explain why that maybe none of these players will be on the Raiders in a little bit. Let's take a quick look at the salary cap space and the dead money. Again, I don't understand the way the money works, how they can transfer it. I'm not that good. But apparently, according to overthecap.com, we have $6.6 million left in team cap space. I don't know if that includes the rookie pool, because they need like $7 to $11 million for the rookies to sign or something like that. Again, I don't know. But I'm just going to say we have $7 million in cap space. I'm going to round up. Or 6.5. I'll say we have 6.5. Would that be enough to sign Tyrann Mathieu? We got a couple of players today and yesterday and re-signed a couple that we'll talk about. Those monies are not off the books. So the players that we just signed, again, we are going to release players, get more money, but I don't think we'll be over $10 million in cap space this season. I think Stefon Gilmore might require $8 to $10 million. Tyrann Mathieu might require $3, $4 to $7 million for at least a yearly contract. So those are your results there. We still have dead money of Yannick Ngakoue that we still have to pay him. We released Nick Kwiatkowski the other couple weeks ago. Gruden's free agency and draft picks and we owe him $5 million. Henry Ruggs no longer with the team due to the sad situation. Almost $5 million owed to him. Damon Arnett, 3.6. Jalen Richard is a free agent. I thought he had one more year left, but he's getting $1 million from us no matter where he goes, where he signs with. Tanner Muse, Isaiah Johnson, a total of $23 million in dead money. I mean, every team's going to have dead money. But if I'm a general manager or one of these people, some of these decisions by Gruden and Mayock and whoever, again, they ruined the team. I'm just happy Carl Nassib, the LGBTQ player, the alphabet player, doesn't have any dead money that we know of. We all knew he was going to be cut. He should have been cut last year. He knew he was going to be cut. Carl Nassib knew he was going to be cut last year. That's why his agent, because we were already like his third or fourth team, and he played with the Raiders for 1 year. And he was benched. He was like fourth string. He knew he was going to be cut. So in the offseason, right before training camp, and when they officially are going to cut players or whatever, he tells the whole world, that he's happy. That he's happy. Then everybody, oh my God, the first NFL player. This is amazing. What a stride. I agree. That's beautiful. It's brilliant. But in a strategy sort of way, if he knew the Raiders were probably going to cut him, he made another $3 or $4 or $5 million for that season by coming out. So the Raiders had to keep him on the team for optics. And at the first regime change, knowing what we know, the Raiders release him. Now, the damn woke left can start saying Josh McDaniels is against the LGBTQ people. He released Carl Nassib. He released him. If you need a headline, you could say the new Raiders are against the LGBTQ people. I don't know. Just a little story that was in the back of my mind, guys, that I needed to let you guys out. But there it is on our dead money. But no general manager or team should have every year over $10 million in dead money. I know it doesn't work out that way all the time. You have to release players. You have to trade players. I get it. But you don't want more than $10 million on your books in dead money. 23 is a lot. Is a lot, guys, to be quite honest with you. All right, let's do this. Let's look at, up to this point, all the free agent signings that we've done so far. And again, I'm not that knowledgeable. I won't give you a review of everybody. I'll just give you a quick overlay of everybody we signed, because since I did my last show a couple weeks back, they've signed a few more. So the big defensive signing was Chandler Jones. I look forward to him on this team in replacement of Yannick Ngakoue next to Max Crosby. He's a little bit up there in age, but he had 10 sacks last season. So I'm hoping he could at least continue that type of range. That'd be brilliant. The next player we signed is Bilal Nichols, defensive tackle from the Bears. Don't know much about him. I still haven't went over his history, his stats. But he played for the Bears. They were pretty decent on defense last year, even when Khalil Mack was injured. So that's why he worked his way up in free agency to get a decent contract as a UFA, unrestricted free agent. Vernon Butler was one that we just signed recently, another defensive tackle. Again, the middle of the field is very, very important. Very, very important. He'll vie for a spot. He played decent with the Bills, but they didn't have the best defense. They had no get up and get the quarterback last season. That's why they're doing a new overhaul. Maybe Vernon Butler was one of the decent ones. He'll play a backup role at defensive tackle if he makes the team. Now, this was an interesting pickup to me. Maybe because his name is Kyle Pico. It sounds familiar, or maybe it's because I see the Titans in the playoffs almost every year. But he's a defensive tackle that when I heard about this signing, I immediately thought, wow, he's a good talent. The Titans are pretty good defense. Plays a lot. He's made a lot of tackles. Maybe not a lot of sacks, but he's a good interior player. And I was like, I like this signing. I thought this was one of the better ones in free agency that I could see making a fit with the Raiders. But again, to many of the experts, he's a secondary player. Then Jacob Johnson, the fullback, taking over for Alec Ingold, who went, I believe, to the Jaguars, comes from the Patriots because he knows the system. He knows how to block for McDaniels in their system. So he comes from the Patriots to Patriots West in the Raiders. Then Jaylen Brown was just signed off of Tennessee, the linebacker. And I believe our defensive coordinator is Patrick Graham. And I believed he was either with the Patriots or the Titans. That's why you possibly see a bunch of Titans on defense coming to the Raiders. We were looking for a linebacker. We had meetings with a bunch of linebackers, and they signed Jaylen Brown. I don't know all the details on it because it's kind of new, maybe from a week ago, 4 days ago. Interesting sign. Another player that they signed in free agency this year is Micah Kiser. That is a big name to me from a draft about 4 or 5 years ago. I remember, I thought the Raiders might have picked him up in that draft. I predicted him to go to the Raiders, or he was high on my list. He went to the Broncos, and now he's coming from the Broncos to the Raiders because we do have a needed linebacker. We lost Nicholas Moreau. We'll talk about that in a little bit. But this is another, in my opinion, interesting signing. It is for competition, but one of these players at linebacker we just mentioned is going to take over for the Mike linebacker, and maybe it's going to be Micah. There's probably a lot more information on this that I just don't have in the moment. Again, if you want stats and details, there's people like Sanjit that do an amazing job. Wi-Fi Willie sometimes. So you guys can check them out. I'm sort of like an entertainment show where we break down some stuff and, you know. Then another linebacker off of the Chargers. And if you noticed, a lot of these players are coming from the AFC to play in that same system. Like, you know, in the AFC, in the time zones. Also from the AFC West, where maybe we can get some insight to some of the other coaches, where they know the Raiders, they know the, you know, the Broncos, they know the Chiefs, et cetera, they know the Chargers. We picked up Kyler Fackrell, another linebacker. Again, I don't know who is the lead runners until camp starts, but we have a need at linebacker, clearly. And they didn't pick up a big, high-priced free agent one. They're going with veteran depth, and we'll explain why in a little bit. Of course, Max Crosby was extended. There's a documentary, a small little documentary by a guy named Microphone on YouTube. He made a documentary about Max Crosby. Check it out. It's Mike, M-I-K-E-R-O phone, P-H-O-N-E, Microphone. He does some good NFL news. He made a Max Crosby documentary. You got to check it out. I'll post the link in this description after the show. All right. Then Alex Barrs, offensive lineman, was signed from Chicago. It's a big boy. Big boy. I think he's over 300 pounds. I think I read that. Then we re-signed Brandon Parker. That's good depth signing for whatever happens to Alex Leatherwood. Brandon Parker, because we're probably going to need him. They said, real quick, they said in a statement just recently that they're going to put Alex Leatherwood back at right tackle during camp and see how he fares and see if he can figure it out. Or he'll probably go back to guard, and then Brandon Parker will probably take over the right tackle position again if we don't draft somebody high or we don't pick up another free agent. So at least we covered our bases where Alex Leatherwood can be the right guard, Brandon Parker could be the right tackle. But apparently Alex Leatherwood's going to get another shot at where he was drafted. Then another offensive lineman, Jermaine Elamont, I can't pronounce it, but he was with the Raiders at the end of last season for depth. They re-signed him again. Then Garrett Gilbert just signed about 3-4 days ago because we lost Marcus Mariota. I forgot where he went. But I can't think. To the Commanders? Was it the Commanders or the Falcons? I am blanking. But Garrett Gilbert from the Commanders, the Commies for short, the Washington Commies, has signed with the Raiders. When the game is on the line, we'll always be in it. We got a player on the field. His name is Garrett Gilbennett. I thought that was a cool little rhyme. But he'll definitely be vying for the backup spot. If anybody thinks he's going to take over for Derek Carr, you're mistaken. You're mistaken. Then at running back, Amir Abdullah from the Panthers for backup beyond Kenyon Drake and Josh Jacobs. Then Brandon Bolden from the Patriots, just like the fullback, did a lot of good. I see Brandon Bolden taking over for Jalen Richard in blocking duties and picking up the blitz. And he's a good depth. He's a good depth player beyond Kenyon Drake and Josh Jacobs. He's a powerful runner that knows McDaniels' system. I like this signing a lot. He takes over for Peyton Barber, basically. Then we got a safety. So this is where your Tyrann Mathieu, your Stefon Gilmore information is getting cloudy. Because we just signed Deron Harmon out of Atlanta at the safety position to compete with Jonathan Abram and whoever else we got there when we look at the roster. Probably on the next episode. Then they signed a tight end, Jacob Hollister. That means Derek Carrier is probably not going to be re-signed. And we got Jacob Hollister from the Jaguars, which he was a decent tight end, a well-blocking tight end that I can remember. He doesn't catch a lot, doesn't score touchdowns. He's not a Darren Waller. But he is a good blocking tight end that you know McDaniels likes to put in their system with the fullback that he brought back. Because they do run a two tight end set with the Patriots. They always have. Then Mac Hollins was a interesting sign from the Dolphins. He's third, fourth, fifth string on our roster. We're going to go completely over the roster in a coming episode or two. And then we'll delve deep into who makes the team, who doesn't. But Mac Hollins was signed to compete. Of course, we got Devontae Adams. And then Demarcus Robinson from the Chiefs just signed. That's interesting as well. Again, players coming from the AFC West to our team with knowledge of the Kansas City system on offense, and especially at their wide receiver position. Demarcus Robinson, he probably will make this team because he's a pretty good, decent receiver. And he's going to teach us some ins and outs and tricks of the Kansas City receivers. Even though they're all gone now, like Tyreek Hill and blah, 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 they brought in Marquez Valdez-Scantling. I like that signing. I wish he would have became a Raider instead of Deshaun Jackson. I think Marquez Valdez-Scantling's got pretty good speed, and he's like a one-trick pony, but he can get it done. But Demarcus Robinson comes over from the Chiefs, and I like this signing. I really do for depth, 4-string, 5th-string. I like it. Of course, we got Devontae Adams. We all know about that. Thrilled. Best decision McDaniels can make, making good moves, as opposed to Gruden, making stupid moves. Anthony Averett at cornerback to compete. Here's the sad part. I noticed in his pictures, he's got colorful hair, like rainbow bright hair. Same thing as Damon Arnett. I don't want no peacocks on our team. Him and Jonathan Abram, Damian Arnett and Jonathan Abram are the two peacocks. Tired of the two peacocks. Get rid of that colored hair. It's for swag, Mikey Raider. Well, the swag didn't appear for Damon Arnett. And I think the red on his hair was for blood. Because he had all them GUNS in his video. I'll come at you for real. I'll come at you for real. What you talking about, N-word? I'll come at you for real. Relax, Damon Arnett. It's a post. Sticks and stones may break my bones, but text or words should never hurt me. Anthony Averett was signed. That's going to be an interesting one. Darius Phillips, I like this one. I like Darius Phillips. I like the Anthony Averett signing. He's got an upside. Darius Phillips, I like this one. He saw a lot of wide receivers in training camp with the Bengals and at practice. He learned some stuff, man. He's got a lot of upside as well. And that's what Josh McDaniels was saying he was doing in this free agency. He was picking up players that had upside instead of mostly if they're on the downside. Pretty interesting. Then a lot of people will talk about it a little bit later, but Rock Ya-Sin was acquired in the trade for Yannick Ngakoue. And we should have drafted him. He's on a final year of his deal. I don't know if the Raiders have the option of a 5th year because we didn't draft him. But he's on like a final year or something. And again, he has upside. So we'll see what happens. But that's the free agency so far. I thought I had the picture up here. I possibly didn't put it, so forgive me. I must have forgot it. But the Raiders have just signed Nick Mullens, the quarterback from Cleveland. I think he beat us when he was with the 49ers. If that was him, if that was the right Nick, I don't know. But Nick Mullens is another quarterback coming to the Raiders to compete with Garrett Gilbert for the backup spot for Derek Carr. What's up, Alvin G? 818 Critiques Online. He said, stop hating on Abram. I mean, you call it what it is. I call it critique. Is Abram going to get up and slap me now for talking about him? Critiquing him? Oh, what's going to happen there? What's up, Desert Raider? Fakazi Raider. I remember all these names. I love y'all. 6 Feet Down, Park Hill Raider, Chindo Ramirez, Matthew Suazo, Stormtrooper, FN2. Yeah, this is FN. Boy, my eyes are so bad. So there it is, guys. That's our free agent tracker so far of who they signed. Now, let's look at who's available in unrestricted free agency, and let's discuss a couple of them. These are kind of interesting. These are the moves that they made, the new teams they're with, if they're unrestricted or whatever. And again, I put a red mark around Jalen Richard because I don't think he's coming back to the team. I thought he had one more year left, but apparently he's an unrestricted free agent. I love Jalen Richard. He says and does all the right things. He's a Raider. I don't think he's coming back to the team. But also a team hasn't signed him up to this point, so how high is his value? He might come back to the Raiders after the draft and fight for his spot against Brandon Bolden. So either one of them will be practice squad, but we also got Amir Abdullah coming in. So, I mean, let's be honest, our running back room is huge, even without Jalen Richard coming back. And, we also just signed Jonathan Hankins again, the defensive tackle. He came back to the Raiders. Thank goodness. One of the bright spots in our defense in the interior. KJ Wright was interesting, but he hasn't signed back with the Raiders. And those are the players we lost, like Quentin Jefferson, Solomon Thomas, Zay Jones, Casey Hayward. And at the bottom, it says Richie Incognito. We haven't had an Incognito sighting since 2 years ago when he got injured. But he was brought on to be Gruden's golden boy at the left guard. I don't see Josh McDaniels and this new regime even approaching Richie Cognito with his age, with his injury history. I don't see it happening. I don't see it happening. Then I circled Deshaun Jackson. If he comes back to the Raiders, if they even resign him, he's going to have to compete with all the players that we're bringing in. Maybe some in the draft. And I don't see it happening. So I'm going to be honest. Kudos to Deshaun Jackson for at least playing a few games in the Raider jersey for the team that he grew up liking, even though he dished us many times in free agency. I don't see them signing Deshaun Jackson again. I don't see them happening. Then Nick Martin is available. He's an unrestricted free agent. I think we need a center. Are they going to draft one? I don't know. But I think it's interesting. I mean, I think we need a backup center. I really do. Gerald McCoy, will he come back? Who knows? Desmond Trufant, big name. Will he come back? Derek Carrier, I don't think he'll come back with the tight ends we just signed. And then another big name that's on there is Peyton Barber. Again, he's not coming back. Darius Philon, that's an interesting name. I thought he played decent for us. Again, depending on what happens in the draft and other teams. But I would like to see Darius Philon back in the interior. That way we would possibly have 4 or 5 really good interior linemen to battle. The better the competition, the better the strength of our defense. Kyle Wilbur, interesting. Then there's more. Brandon Faison went to the Colts. Gilbert went from the Commanders. Markel Lee, that's why we needed linebackers so much. He went to the Bills. Dalen Levitt re-signed. I forgot to mention that. Jordan Simmons, left guard. If we need an offensive lineman, but he's still one that's available. Micah Kaiser came from the Broncos. Crosby re-signed. Roderick Teamer, cornerback, re-signed. They liked him that much. Nick Bowers, with my namesake, re-signed. He's practice squad possibly. Keyshawn Nixon, Raiders draft pick that just didn't work out, went to the Packers. Seems like when they go from the Raiders to the Packers, they have a good career. Just saying. Just saying. And Lester Cotton, the big offensive lineman in his 3rd or 4th season, pretty much practice squad, re-signed with the Raiders. So, that's some interesting stuff, y'all. Interesting. All right, y'all. Let's look at some important dates that were just announced. and the official draft pick order for all the teams. Well, here it is. We don't have our first round, our second round with the trade for Davante Adams. But here's the picks as they stand in order at this exact moment. We have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 picks. Round 3rd, pick 88. Round 4, pick 126 or 28. My eyes are real bad, guys. I have some health issues. Round 5, pick 164 or 184. I think it's 164. Round 5, 165 or 185. Back to back. Round 7, pick 227. I don't think we can do much finagling with these picks, but we got 5 decent picks. And to be quite honest with you, they're going to have to do a fantastic job with these picks. You know, normally the 7th rounders don't always make it, or they're practice squad, or they get cut. Sometimes with the 5th rounders. Normally the 3rd rounders and 4th rounders stick around the NFL for at least a couple of years. You know, and then of course we can get Max Crosby type players in the 4th with our studying and in our game plan. But we're going to have to hit. We're going to have to hit on at least 2 players with these 5 picks. And I know that's a lot to say without a first rounder and a second rounder, but we're going to have to hit. We have to hit on at least 2 players. One of them to maybe be a starter, and the other one a damn good player with upside like Nate Hobbs was for us a couple of years back. So it's a lot of pressure, to be quite honest with you. I mean, the stats don't lie. Stats don't lie, just like my hips. My hips don't lie and the stats don't lie. The Raiders under Gruden and previous regimes, Reggie McKenzie, they would draft like 10 players and only one of them would be on the team 2 years later. It's just ridiculous. Ridiculous. Redonkulous. Whoops. My stupid computer likes to do those stupid things. All right, the off-season program and the official dates have been announced. Write this down in your calendar, guys. Write it down. The first day is April 11th. First day where they can work out or do something. No, that's the first day of the NFL season, maybe? I don't know. We already had the first day of the official. I don't know. April 11th is the first day. Maybe the first day they can talk to players, call players, have a meeting, whatever. Then they got the voluntary mini camp, April 25th through the 27th, right before the draft. Then OTA, the off-season workouts, May 23rd, 24th, 26th, June 1st, June 13th through 14th. Then the mandatory minicamp, June 7th through the 9th. Guys, football season is year-round, but it's really coming up, and I'm excited for it. I'm excited for it. All right, guys, we're going to take a quick 30, 40-second break. I'm going to drink a little bit of water. Then we're going to come back, and we're going to expose Josh McDaniels in a good way and what his plans are for this Raiders team and why it might be one of the best plans the Raiders have had since John Madden. We'll be right back on Raider Football Talk. What's good, Raider Nation? It's your boy, Mikey Raider. Once again, this is Raider Football Talk. We are now in segment 2. Don't forget, for next week's show, hit up that hotline, leave your rants, your questions, your talk. Let's talk some Raiders, and you will be on next week's show. We're going to come up and have a couple of phone calls in a minute. We're also going to have some clips of a roast that you need to see, and I want your opinion on it. I want to shout out everybody that's been online, or if you're just tuning in, Please hit that thumbs up, that like, that subscribe button. Please share the video. I'm trying to make a comeback. If you feel like you truly want to support, you want to dig into your cryptocurrency or whatever, I do have a PayPal, a Venmo below, and I think I might have some t-shirts for sale as well. If I don't, they will be for sale in a future episodes. Chalindo Ramirez is online. We got my boy Critique, where I'm hoping to do a Raiders roundtable with very soon, possibly this Sunday. We got Richard Lyon, The Nation, Tony Raiders online. Tony, I believe you're the same one. We got your phone calls coming up in a minute, Tony. Brexton Walters is online as well. Let's do this. All right, let me get my graphics going. All right, Josh McDaniels. Let's be honest. We don't like the Patriots. We don't like Josh McDaniels' history. We all remember what happened just a few years back with Indianapolis, how he flaked, reneged on a contract offer saying he'll be the next Indianapolis Colts head coach. He went back to his comfort zone of the Patriots. But let's take it a little further back when he was with the Denver Donkeys. That was a tumultuous run of not even lasting 2 years officially. He won games early. He went like 4-0, 5-0, whatever it was, and he was feeling himself the first season as the Broncos coach. He had Jay Cutler as his quarterback. There is a documentary online about Josh McDaniels and his history. It's a pretty good watch on YouTube. Just search Josh McDaniels, Raider, documentary, Denver Broncos, and it'll come up. It's one of the top 10 videos on there. And it's from about 2 months ago. But his run with the Denver Broncos was tumultuous. They started out strong, then he lost toward the end. And he made some questionable moves, whether it be at running back or at quarterback. He had Jay Cutler as his quarterback the first season. I'm not saying Jay was the best, but he was a good quality quarterback for Denver. He started looking at other quarterbacks. Jay Cutler caught wind of it and got pissed off. Then the next season, they traded Jay Cutler. They traded Jay Cutler to the Chicago Bears. Jay Cutler was in a similar situation as Derek Carr. He had 1 year left. And they traded Jay Cutler because Josh McDaniels was flirting with quarterbacks and trades during the offseason and the beginning of the season. So they traded Jay Cutler. That was a bad move. Hence, when they started, I forgot who, Kyle Orton. They traded for Kyle Orton from the Bears. Kyle Orton came in and was the Bronco quarterback. Josh McDaniels thought Kyle Orton was a better all-around quarterback than Jay Cutler. Jay Cutler has it 50% of the time. Kyle Orton had it 20% of the time, 25% of the time. That was a bad move. What the hell was Josh McDaniels doing with that? It all came to a head. They kept losing games. He started yelling at the team. He lost his composure. He wasn't a good player coach. He didn't understand relationships. He didn't understand anything. He went back to the Patriots. But he made some very bad mistakes that he has improved on, that we can already see. Even though he flaked on the Colts a couple of years back, I think he did that because they didn't have a quarterback that he believed in. I don't remember who their quarterback was at that time. I don't think it was Andrew Luck. It might have been. I think that was the year before they got Ryan Tannehill. Forgive me for not knowing. But the mistakes he made with the Broncos and the Colts, he's trying to make amends. And the proof shows in his pudding. But with the Broncos, in the draft class and free agency, he made some really horrible moves with trades and the players he picked up. Hence why he was fired. Plus, his attitude was a biatch attitude. He's saying and doing all the right things now. He said he learned from his mistakes. He's proud he waited for the right opportunity with the Raiders in Sin City. But let me be honest with you guys. Why am I afraid? Because we've been in Sin City now for what? Has it been 3 official seasons? It might have been 2. Look at all the turmoil that's happened to our young Raiders. Whether it be drinking, drugging, some of them are getting their life back. I get it. Is Sin City the reason for it? I mean, with young players, they're technically not all of them. Some of them are, some of them not. But they might not all be mature enough for Las Vegas. We all had these concerns about going to Las Vegas for Raiders, for young players. They're going to get caught up in the entertainment, the life, the boozing, the girls, and drama has happened. I mean, I don't need to continue to talk about it. Henry Ruggs, Damon Arnett, Nate Hobbs has even had a few incidents that are a little bit scary recently. And I know alcohol is involved for some of these players beyond Max Crosby, Darren Waller, who was doing the best to fix their life. Alcohol, drugs, partying, and cars are still involved for some of these players. Josh Jacobs got into a little bit of an accident, whether he was drunk or not. Again, it's all to be debated. But these young players are clearly influenced by the lifestyle of Las Vegas. It's not just enough to have all God-fearing, amazing men on the team, especially when players are young with money. I think Josh McDaniels realized that. So that's why he took the job. I ain't going to lie. I've seen coaches do drugs and drink, especially the Miami coaches. They do some wild stuff. And I'm scared. I'm scared for somebody like Josh McDaniels or Dave Ziegler. They are technically still kind of young. And they could, if things go bad, they could delve into that lifestyle. But again, that's my fears, and hopefully they don't manifest themselves to reality. At the end of the day, everybody has to make their own choice. And I hope the new staff and the coaches that are coming in have enough poise and stability in their lives to not go down that path that will ruin their careers and or other people's lives as well as their own. That's why I don't like Raider video makers drinking or smoking or doing anything online. I just don't like representing that. Who am I to say that? Have I ever done it? Yes, I have. It wasn't a good choice. But one time every year I drink during the draft, and I just live that lifestyle. And unfortunately, a couple of times, not unfortunately, I chose to do it. I go online, and I drink and I act stupid. But some video makers make it a contest every week. You know, I don't agree with it, but I can't hold it against them. They have their own right to do whatever they want to do. Again, but it just, all of that bothers me. And that's the only reason I hate being in Las Vegas. It's because of the temptations. But the truth is, you're going to have those temptations, and God will save you and help you make the right decision. But it's up for you to choose the right decision. So that brings me to Josh McDaniels and what he's doing to prove his plan for the Raiders against all the decisions he made with the Colts and the Broncos, with picks, with quarterbacks, with free agency. Josh McDaniels knows being in Las Vegas is going to be really bad for young players, for diva players. That's why in free agency, he's technically gotten veterans. He traded for veterans, best friends, people that already have a history, that know the lifestyle, that have Derek Carr to stand by them, Max Crosby to stand by them. He didn't pick up any players that I know of that have an alcoholic or a drug history. I might find out some later. But he's getting veterans in free agency. At least 2 or 3 years on a team, 4 years on the team with no issues. He's building a team with veterans. And that's why he didn't care about getting rid of the first round pick or the second round pick. Because how many of our first round picks have panned out the previous 3 or 4 seasons? You know, maybe 20%, 15%. And the other ones, they got caught up in the drama. They made mistakes, drinking, drugging, whatever, accidents. You don't want players drafted in the first round to get a lot of money and to be that fragile. So he's like, you know what? I'm going to make a move. I'm going to get Derek Carr the player he needs. I don't care if I'm giving up a first rounder or second rounder. I'm going to get Derek Carr the player he always wanted because I want to know exactly what Derek Carr has. I read all the headlines. Derek Carr hasn't had any weapons. You know, there's always Derek Carr's offensive system changes like every 2 years. He's been in 5 different systems, probably 6 different head coaches, blah, 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 blah. Josh McDaniels saw the whole picture. He saw the whole picture. I don't know if it'll work out, but he saw the picture. And he's like, I don't care about the first rounder picks or the second round picks. You know, the young players we get, I'd rather get them from the 3rd, 4th, 5th, 6th round. Because if they don't pan out, who cares? We got ourselves a bona fide superstar, wide receiver, veteran, best friends with Derek Carr that is going to propel this offense to the next level. And there won't be any problems off the field. Or we hope. But that's why he went with veterans. He's building this team with veterans and upside players as opposed to rookie draft picks. Gruden did an overhaul. When he came to the Raiders, the Gruden purge started. Gruden did an overhaul. He didn't want to build the team with veterans like he initially did in 1998 with the Raiders. Or 99. He built that team with veterans. He went out and got Jerry Rice. We got Devontae Adams, veteran. You get it? This last time Gruden came back, he overhauled the team. Traded for draft picks, got rid of every veteran, high price, whatever the situation is, and had a lot of draft picks. 2 or 3 of them worked out. 2 or 3 of them are still on the team probably. I don't know, maybe more, maybe 4. But how many of them are quality starters that really have an impact in every single game? 1 or 2 maybe. Maybe 2. Out of what? 30 draft picks? So Josh McDaniels is taking the complete separate strategy that Gruden did, and he's building the team with veterans. And if he does pick a young player, he's going with upside. And he's not building through the draft. Not in this first year. Not in this first year. Because we have a playoff caliber roster already on our team. We just need to tweak a couple of things and get it done. I like what Josh McDaniels is doing, and I like his plan moving forward. I think that's the best way you can build a team, especially in Las Vegas, is to get actual high-quality players, unlike Mike Mayock and Gruden said that they were only getting. Is McDaniels is getting high-quality players, veterans, and players with upside. And he's not relying on the draft to build his team. Are we in win now mode? No. We're in win mode. But he is proving to be a just win baby head coach. And I love his plan of veteran free agents. Unfortunately, we don't have a draft pick this year in the first round, so Thursday and Friday might not be that fun. Watching the draft, guys. You know what I'm saying? So congratulations to the new free agent class that we got. Congratulations. And once again, let me show our draft picks this upcoming season. Man, I'm looking forward to the 3rd and 4th round picks. And I'd like to see the type of depth. And I'd like to see who they take a flyer on in the 5th round and the 7th round, and at what positions. I mean, just off the top of my head, what positions do we truly need right now? I don't think we need wide receiver, unless they want to pick one that they really believe 2-3 years from now. I don't think we need a wide receiver right now in the draft. The only players that I could think of is definitely pick up a cornerback and a safety, maybe an interior defensive lineman, maybe an offensive lineman. But the running back positions, they could go with one for the future because Josh Jacobs is going to want a new contract in a year or two. And I don't know if we're going to want to pay him that much. It's going to be interesting, guys. I really don't have it down what our true needs are. I haven't really looked into it. But we'll get into it in a second. Thank you, Raphael Chicon, for subbing. Raider Critique saying we need a better backup quarterback, left tackle. You know what? You brought up a good point, Critique. But there's no quarterbacks in this year's draft. I mean, there really isn't. So there it is. All right, guys, let's come right back. We're going to take your phone calls. Then we're going to get into a Derek Carr contract situation. But we'll come right back and listen to Tony Raider and another phone call from a Raider fan. Be right back. What's good, Raider Nation? It's your boy, Mikey Raider. This is the Nation Live segment. Let's call it the Raider Football Talk rant segment. Let's just talk to the fans. Let's do it. I need you guys to call the number for in 2 weeks. We have another show. The number is below, 818-810-RANT. That's 818-810, I believe it's 7268. The number is on my Twitter. And you can find my Twitter. Wow, it's no longer at On Air Nation. And the Facebook is wrong. I'm going to have to change the background logo. Forgive me. But my Twitter is at Mikey Raider. That you can see above. At Mikey Raider. That's my Twitter. Things have changed since YouTube cut me off. It happens. But let's get into the only 2 phone calls. And I believe they're both from Tony Raider. But let's see what you have to say, my dude. Let me turn down the background audio just a little bit. Sounds a little bit loud, Joe. I just gotta find it. Give me a second. Nope, that's not it. That it? Yeah, that's it. There we go. Forgive me. All right, let's get into the first phone call.
Hey, Mikey, this is Tony Raider. Haven't seen you for a while. I hope you're doing fine. I'm doing great. I'm going to the gym 5 days a week, looking good. Anyways, my question is, do you think that we're going to get through free agency, a right offensive tackle and guard, and we definitely need another linebacker? So what's your thoughts on that? Let me know. Talk to you later, brother. Bye.
All right, Tony Raider, I believe that's you. That's online as well. Well, apparently this question is from like maybe 3-4 weeks ago. So maybe 3 weeks ago, March 17th. It says. So yeah, we already picked up some linebackers. Micah Kaiser in free agency. We re-signed Brandon Parker, probably to solidify the right tackle position, as we spoke about earlier. Alex Leatherwood is going to get a chance at right tackle again, according to Josh McDaniels in his free agency press conference the other day. You can watch that on Raiders.com. And so, yeah, do I see us getting an offensive lineman in the draft? I mean, maybe in the 3rd round or 4th round, but I don't see us picking one in the 5th or the 7th. I think you could take a flyer on some running backs or, some like defensive cornerbacks or safeties toward the end of the draft. I don't know. But, yeah, we picked up some linebackers in free agency, and we re-signed a couple of offensive linemen. So we're looking okay. We're looking good, my dude. All right, let's go to the next phone call, and then I'll be answering your questions online for a few minutes.
Hey, Mikey, this is Tony. Tony Raider from Fairmont, West Virginia. I called a little bit ago. I just wanted to add, last January, I died for 1 minute and 48 seconds. I don't remember it because I passed out and everything, but they brought me back, and I was really out of shape. I weighed like 455 pounds. I got really fat and everything like that, and they brought me back, and I gave myself to God, and I'm still having trouble with my sister, going to court next month, so hopefully that gets resolved. I wanted to tell you I lost 157 pounds. I go to the gym 5 days a week. I'm starting to look good. For the last year, I've been lifting like crazy. I'm actually looking really great, and I'm thinking about next year or so trying to do bodybuilding. I just wanted to tell you, brother, I'm praying for you. I'm hoping for your health and everything like that. I miss your show. I miss you, brother. You're a good guy. You're a friend. And I wish you the best. Honest to God. I wish you the best. And if you ever need anybody to talk to, I'm here, brother. You take care.
Wow, Tony Raider. First off, all I can say is I'm sorry, but I'm proud of you. I mean, look, we all got our health issues, a lot of us more than others, and we're to blame in a lot of situations, and we're not to blame. A lot of us has diseases or things that crept up from being overweight, as you mentioned, and you gave yourself to God, which is an amazing thing to do. And now you're taking an interest in your life, but it's really hard. I mess up. I'm doing the same thing as you. I, at one point, not recently, but at one point was 318 pounds. I'm now down to 278, which is still a lot, but I've done better. I eat badly often, but I got a lot of underlying issues, and I don't like being on the pharmaceutical industry. I can't stand them. I try to fix everything without going to a doctor, without, doing this. I try my best, but sometimes you just can't do it. And every day it's something. I wake up, there's an ailment, there's a this, there's a that, there's a feeling. I have to lie down. My eyes are, think I'm going blind. I've lost probably 60% of my hearing. It's insane. And people that think all you need to do is exercise and eat right. Look, I understand that. That is one huge component in getting healthy. But it's hard to eat right when you've never known how to do it. It's hard to eat right when all you got is chemicals and offerings, and they call it organic at the store, and it's not even none of that. They're all GMO, pre-produced with chemicals. This world is not giving us real fresh food unless you grow it yourself. But I'm proud of you, dude. I'm proud of you. Thank you for telling us your story. Keep with it. I know it's April Fool's Day, but you ain't no fool. I love you. Keep doing it right. Give us a call back. Let us know how you're doing. Maybe we could hold each other accountable. Not just with weight, but trying to live for our lives. Because I recently felt like I've given up on life. It's been a really horrendous few years, and we'll talk about that in a little bit. But for now, I love you, Tony Raider, and blessings. All right, you guys got any questions? Let me know. For the next 10 minutes, I'm going to take your questions in the chat room. I'd like to answer some of them. Thank you, Ray Loves Online. Nikhil's online. What's up, my dude? Elizabeth, how you doing, Liz? She's online. Thank you for the blessings. Raider Gabe's online. Godzilla's online. What's up, brother? Jeffrey Arguella, I love you. I know your name. Thank you. I hope you're all well. Anybody got any questions? Anything they want me to answer? Just to let you guys know, I am trying to produce segments soon, like Mondays with Mikey and Murph, probably April 18th. I'm going to try my best to get to a Raiders roundtable this weekend. But I ain't going to lie, I've been sweating a lot the last couple of days, and my chest area was acting up last night a bunch. So I always get worried about my health. And then my ears are clogging up again. And whenever they clog up, maybe a week or two later, I seem to get a virus or something again. So I'm a little nervous, guys. But hey, I'm going to try my best to do that. Are you going to, Raider Critique, are you going to Vegas for the draft, or are you doing a show for the draft? Dude, I haven't really been healthy enough or mentally healthy enough to travel recently. Unfortunately, it takes a lot for me to get out of the house and go do something like an event or an adventure. So I'm not prepared. I'm definitely going to be at home during the draft. Probably making another draft recipe. It'll be one of my only opportunities to eat crazy foods and make up a crazy food. I just hope it don't kill me, because I've been eating pretty decently for a month or two, and I had McDaniels like a week or two back to treat myself, and it felt like it was killing me. Darth Vader Raider, I have a Ruggs jersey. Should I wear it, or would you wear it? Man, you spent hard money on that jersey, man. Wear it. Don't matter. You can support the guy. He made a huge mistake. But like Derek Carr said, you can still love him, brother. And it's a Raider jersey, man. Wear it with pride, dude. Richard Lyon, Mikey, I missed the song you used to do on game days. Oh, you mean rapping? Or I don't know what it was. I got to look at... I'm trying to make new content for this upcoming season. You're going to have a different look on a lot of shows. Milk is $1.75 a gallon in North Carolina. Yeah. I don't know. Milk's like $7 here. Valerie, how you doing? When do you think Derek Carr will get his extension? I'm not going to go into detail right now, Valerie, because when we come back to my next segment, that's what we're going to talk about. We're going to talk a good 10-15 minutes about Derek Carr and how there is possibly problems with his extension coming up in a few minutes. If I had to choose to move up in the draft, would you trade Waller or Jacobs? Look, I would not trade Waller, even though he's had a down year or so with injury or whatever. He would covet a first-round draft pick, but Why would you do that with McDaniels coming in? You can't do that. Now, Jacobs, he doesn't have any value. He doesn't. He's a good player. He is our technically starting running back, but he doesn't have that much value. You can't get a first rounder for Jacobs. You can't get a second rounder. Running backs are like third round, fourth round. So any team would have to offer us a third round when we could possibly still have Jacobs for another year or two. And maybe the new Josh McDaniels system can take some of the pressure away from him in goal line to where he doesn't get injured. But Jacobs is a good enough player. He's got no value, though. Why would you do that? Why would you do that? You wouldn't do it. So, no, I would not choose to move up. I mean, yeah, they could add Jacobs and a fifth rounder to maybe go to the third round. Yeah, but I don't see it happening. I don't think we need to move up unless there's one player that they need to get in the third round or the second round, and they're like, we got to get him. But player for draft pick trades don't normally happen during the draft. I don't think that'll happen. What do I think about Nick Mullens as our backup? You satisfied? No, I'm not. I want a veteran backup. I want a veteran backup. But Josh McDaniels is technically a good quarterback coach, quarterback whisperer, if you want to call it, even though he had Brady most of the time. He really coached up Mac Jones with the Patriots last year. And he believes in Nick Mullens and Garrett Gilbert. Garrett Gilbert would be the veterans. Nick Mullens would be the young player that he thinks he can coach up. But I'm not satisfied. I mean, I want Baker Mayfield as a backup. I don't want the controversy that comes with it or all the bullshit. But I want a veteran backup. I want Ryan Fitzpatrick to be Derek Carr's backup. I mean, gosh forbid anything happens to Derek Carr again like it did in 2016. I want a veteran backup that can win games to come in case we're in the playoffs or trying to make the playoffs or in the playoffs. I want a veteran. Thank you, Tony Raider. Thank you, Tony Raider. Sorry, my eyes are so bad, dude. I was hoping in getting Cam Newton. You know what? That's a possibility because he did work with Cam Newton in New England, but Cam just doesn't have it anymore. And I don't see Josh McDaniels backing up Derek Carr with a player that he has to change the offense for. You know, like he changed it for Cam Newton a couple years back. Then he put it back to the Tom Brady-esque offense with Mac Jones. And he's going to build the offense for Derek Carr with what they like to do. So if he had Cam Newton, a running quarterback or whatever, he'd probably have to put in a whole nother offensive quarterback game plan for a player like Cam Newton as the backup. I don't see that happening. We going to get them white quarterbacks. We going to get them white quarterbacks as backup and depth behind Derek Carr. We going to have the white quarterback roster. It's okay. Doesn't mean the Raiders are racist. It's okay. Nick Mullens can run a little bit. He does make plays with his feet. So he has that ability. Garrett Gilbert as well. A little bit better than Derek Carr. Garrett Gilbert is at running. Nick Mullens is much better at running than Derek Carr, making plays with his feet. And Derek Carr can do it when he needs to do it. So, I'm okay. I understand what they're doing in the quarterback room. That being said, again, I would want a Ryan Fitzpatrick, Ryan Fitzmagic. I would want a Baker Mayfield, one of those players. Gardner Minshew, who wrote that? Raider Gabe. Interesting. All right, y'all, we're coming back. We're going to talk some Derek Carr extension. Is there a problem? What the hell's going on? I hope this doesn't become an issue. We'll be right back. What's good, Raider Nation? It's your boy, Mikey Raider. This is Raider Football Talk, where each and every second Friday, or first Friday, because this is the first Friday on April 1st. So every first and third Friday, or every 2 Fridays, we talk Raider Football Talk. Please hit up that hotline, leave your rants, your raves, whatever you want to talk about it. If you want to share a story from your life, go ahead and do so. I'd like to have it on the show. Please hit that thumbs up, that like, that subscribe button if you're enjoying this week's show. And again, I hope you are. We got a little bit of the updated Raider news in a scroll that goes across the screen. And if you'd like to support, we do have ways on PayPal, Venmo, and maybe merchandise down below. That being said, let's get into a very, very important topic. Let me get my little graphics.
Extension talks, numbers as much as $40 million per season.
Forgive me, the video already started and I did not want it to. But look, Derek Carr, he's the Raiders quarterback. He's the stat leader in almost every Raider category as our quarterback. Derek Carr is a legendary Raider quarterback. He was top 10 last year in stats, and he's the best quarterback we've had in a long time. He's going nowhere right now. This is his last season. Many people were, well, myself included, we're wondering, with the quarterback market that's going on, how all the quarterbacks are getting paid $40, $35, $40, $50 million. Derek Carr is due an extension. So if they can sign, they could have signed Derek Carr last season under Gruden for an extension. Derek Carr said before the season started, those talks will happen, but I just want to play out the season and see where I'm at. That's what he said under Gruden last year. Now, with a new regime change, knowing they can get Derek Carr possibly at a hometown discount, where he might do it like Tom Brady did with Josh McDaniels, Derek Carr might do it with the Raiders, especially in this quarterback market. Derek Carr is a top 14, 15 quarterback in the NFL. Technically, he's top 12 in my mind. And teams need quarterbacks. We signed Devontae Adams to reunite him with Derek Carr. So that means Derek Carr is in the Raiders' plans, right? Well, at least for this year it is. But that brings me to the question. Why the hell has Derek Carr not signed a contract extension now? I don't hear any rumors about it. I don't hear many people talking about it. I don't hear anything out of Derek Carr's camp. I barely hear anything out of Josh McDaniels' camp. Josh McDaniels the other day in a free agency press conference, he was asked about Derek Carr. He said they're building the team around Derek Carr moving forward. And Derek Carr's in their long-term plans. But during the scouting combine, Josh McDaniels was asked the same question. And he said, we'll deal with that, we'll deal with that bridge when we cross it. So we got a little bit of contradicting statements. I might not be getting the exact terms right that Josh McDaniels said in the scouting combine or the press conference, but I'm not far off. I wish I could show the videos, but I don't want to lose my channel again. And there's just certain videos I know might possibly get flagged, and I'm trying not to lose my channel again. I should have found the quote and wrote it on screen. Forgive me. But in the scouting combine, just to reiterate, he was asked about the Derek Carr extension. And he said, we'll cross that bridge when we need to. Maybe he was talking about free agency or right before the season or when Derek Carr comes to them. Then, it's been a month or so now. Now it's free agency. He was asked the same question. And he said, yes, I'm building around Derek Carr for the future. I don't remember if they asked him about the exact extension, but he said, he's building around Derek Carr. He's a great quarterback, and he is the future. So, with that being said, let's watch this video from about a month ago from Paul Gutierrez talking about the Derek Carr extension, and let's get into it. There may be a problem arising.
Extension talks, numbers as much as $40 million per season. Again, he's getting ready to make just under 20. That will be a pretty big commitment for Derek Carr, who virtually holds every passing record in franchise history anyway. So to go ahead and make that commitment, that would tell you that's exactly what they do and what they want. And from the Carr camp, they've been pretty silent, except for, let's say, a family member has been making the rounds and saying that they want a commitment from the organization to go forward here. So it's been interesting to see that. If nothing else, we know this, that Derek's biggest proponent in that Raider building, really, the past couple of years with John Gruden, he's gone. So there's so much that's still to be figured out, so much to understand how these two fit with each other. So again, a long answer to your short question. I think the extension is more likely in the cards, about $30-35 million a year, unless, again, of course, somebody wows them with a huge trade proposal. And if you get a couple first rounders in there, well, then that could be appealing for Josh McDaniels as well. Yeah,
we're not even going to talk about the trades. And this was made before the Raiders signed Davante Adams. This was the only video that I could find that I'm able to use. But they said they want a commitment from the Raiders. Well, going out and getting Davante Adams proved that they want Derek Carr. But still, it's been a couple of weeks after the Davante Adams signing. We haven't heard about Derek Carr in extension talks. Plus, the Raiders don't have a lot of cap. So why is nobody technically talking about that at all? Are they waiting till after the draft? Are they negotiating behind the scenes that we don't know about? What's going on? Even if they're negotiating, we don't have the cap space. Are we going to take money away? I know they could figure out a way to do it, but it's just interesting that after Max Crosby signs an extension, Derek Carr didn't do it right after. Then we heard that Derek Carr needs a commitment. Well, they go out and get Davante Adams. That's a commitment. And still we haven't heard anything from Derek Carr. Now quarterbacks are getting, like Deshaun Watson, $50 million a year almost. Do you think Derek Carr is holding out? No. But I do believe Derek Carr this year will play out this year without an extension. I think Derek Carr, knowing he'll be a free agent, that he could possibly covet north of $40 million if he becomes a free agent for maybe a Raiders team or any other team. I think Derek Carr is betting on himself this year. Or is Josh McDaniels knowingly not going to Derek Carr with an extension? He wants to see what Derek Carr has under his system with Davante Adams for this year. Could that be Josh McDaniels' play? Not to really offer Derek Carr an extension? To check him out? Kind of like what he did with Jay Cutler before he traded Jay Cutler? But could that be what Josh McDaniels is doing? Because he said, we'll cross that bridge when we have to. That means he's under contract. We don't have to cross that bridge. He's under contract. We don't have to cross that bridge till next year. Then he just said he's building for the future around Derek Carr. That's what I think exactly is what's going on. I'll be honest with you. I think all three of those things are kind of happening. Derek Carr is not forcing a contract extension right now, which he could. He could do that. Saying, come on, man, a commitment right now again. Or Derek Carr could be holding out. He won't do that, but he could for leverage. Or, again, Derek Carr knowing what Josh McDaniels might be doing, testing him for this final year under his new system. Derek Carr is like, I'm going to bet on myself. I have to prove it this year again for my 8th time in the league. I have to prove it again this year. And if I get us to the playoffs again, I play a little bit better with touchdowns in the red zone, I'm going to be a free agent with a value of close to $40 million, the Aaron Rodgers territory. That will be Derek Carr's value if he goes through the season, takes us to the playoffs, and becomes a free agent. That will be his value. Whether you guys agree he's worth it or not, it doesn't matter. That will be his value. His value right now is possibly close to $40 million. Anywhere between $32 to $38 million, in my opinion, is Derek Carr's value. 30 to 30, let's say 30 to 30, I'll say 35 million. 30 to 35, if he does an extension, is his value. But if he plays out the season, does better, gets us to the playoffs, his value's north of 40. Especially in a town with no taxes. Although, so maybe that's what Derek Carr is doing. And the truth is, I think all three things are happening that I just mentioned. I think no major contract talks have hit Derek Carr's agent. But I think Josh McDaniels has not given Derek Carr an extension offer or called Derek Carr's camp about an extension. That's what I think happened. But in order to not make Derek Carr mad moving forward, he heard that he needs a commitment. So they went out and signed Davante Adams and traded for Davante Adams to make Derek Carr happy as well. So Derek Carr could have been mad that there's been no contract extension talks, but now he's less mad because they brought in Davante Adams. So now it looks like they're building, as Josh McDaniels said, a team around Derek Carr, but with no contract offer. They're building around Derek Carr, but they haven't given him a contract offer because I believe Josh McDaniels is also worried that Derek Carr really doesn't have every single thing that he wants. So he's going to test him this year in training camp for another year. Then maybe in the middle of the season or right before the beginning of the season, if Derek Carr is doing and saying and they're playing real good in practice or whatever, maybe extension talks will come from Josh McDaniels. So I think three things are true. I think no offers went to Derek Carr from the McDaniels camp, but they're trying to prove and give Derek Carr weapons, and they're trying to build around him, and they're testing him this season. And I think Derek Carr knows it as well. Hence why they've gotten no extension talks offers. So Derek Carr's not going to go out of his way and try to force an extension, he might as well just sit back, play his final year, see what happens, and maybe make $40 million next year. And he does want to be a Raider, and he may get a contract extension right before the beginning of the season. I don't know. But for it to not have any talk or any rumblings right now, pretty much after free agency, it's pretty damn interesting. And he's picking up young quarterbacks. I'm not saying they're going to take over for Derek Carr, but it's pretty damn interesting. So, this could be a problem, depending on how Josh McDaniels handles it moving forward and how Derek Carr wants to make a commitment to the Raiders and force extension talks. Or is he going to bet on himself? It could be a problem depending on how each of them handles the situation moving forward. I'm going to be honest with you. If I'm Derek Carr, after a lot of the bullshit that he's been through, I bet on himself with Davante Adams. I bet on himself this next season. But if he wants to be a Raider for life like he said, because it might be a bad season, anything bad could happen. If he wants to be a Raider for life, he needs to have his people call McDaniels and hold out or force a contract extension right now. Maybe for $30, $35 million a year. Get some more guaranteed money, because you're going to save money too in Vegas. But if he plays it out, he could get more than $40 million, a big $150 million contract guaranteed, and he possibly could not be a Raider if he goes to another team, depending on how it all plays out. So I'm going to be honest with y'all. There might be a problem in the future. I don't see one right now, but I'm starting to worry. And if Mikey Raider feels something in his gut that needs to come to a head, normally, I'm right. I'm a good judge of people and situations. And this one is a little dicey. It's a little dicey. That being said, I want to know your guys' thoughts. It's pretty damn interesting, guys. I really hope Derek Carr or somebody watches this and starts trying to get an extension right now. Because even if they did try to get an extension, maybe Josh McDaniels and his staff have not come back with an offer. I don't know what's going on. Something's going on. Pretty interesting, guys. Pretty interesting. All right, let's quickly take a look at the new Raider Twitter handles. I posted this tweet from the Raiders on my Twitter. You guys can check that out. Those are some of the new Raider players. Those are their Twitter handles. Write it down. Take a picture. I don't give a fuck. You can talk to them on Twitter. Make them mad at you. You can critique them. Let's quickly look at who is your favorite Raiders veteran edition thus far out of this group. And you notice they wrote the word veteran for almost every free agent, like I was talking about. 59% said Rock Ya-Sin, 11% said Banal Nichols, and 3% said DeMarcus Robinson. Yeah, we needed quarterback help, so I understand Rock Ya-Sin, but I really like the DeMarcus Robinson and the Kyle Pico signing. I think they got a lot going for them. These are our new look Raiders for this year. What a great picture. Just needed to share it with you guys. I love it. Gives me hype. Give me hype. And real quick. Come on, computer. Stop going back to the old pictures. See, it goes back to the old pictures. I don't want the old pictures. I want the new picture. So let me move it down. All right. SBA Nation reacts. 15% of NFL fans believe Davante Adams and Hunter Renfrow are the best wide receiver duo in the NFL. Again, they're not going to add a tight end. They're just say, but 15% of NFL fans. What other wide receiver duos could possibly or are better right now? I can't think of much. DK Metcalf and the guy from Seattle, they're pretty decent. Who else, man? Kansas City, they don't have Tyreek Hill no more. Who else? You guys let me know. What other duos are pretty good? In my opinion, this should be at least 30%, dude. The reaction. Oh, guys, apparently I need 5 more likes for 100. Hit that like button, please. Pretty please. Mikey Raider begging, please. Hit that like button, please. Hit that like button. Please hit that like button. Mikey Raider begging, please hit the like button. I don't know who else, man. You guys let me know. Buffalo? Yeah, who do they got in Buffalo? I can't think right now. If I was looking at my fantasy football sheets, I would know. I would know. Then I asked the question. See, my computer goes back to the old picture. Stop it. I asked the question about Baker Mayfield. Would you all sign Baker Mayfield as a backup for Derek Carr? If we can get him cheap, like we got Mariota for like 5, 6 to 8 million, would you sign Baker Mayfield? 37.7 said, yeah, why not? 38.7 said, no, not ever. 20% said, draft a backup. And then 3% said, Carr will never agree. Pretty close for yes and no for Baker Mayfield. Pretty close, y'all. Ugh. All right, guys, let's do it. Let's do it. I'm at 111. Thank you, Desert Raider. SJ Raider, you're amazing. What's up, Bugsy Raider? Let's do it. Let's talk about the slap heard round the world. Let's hear, you know, there's a million debates coming from this slap heard round the world. Is it fake? Was it fake? Was it for ratings? No, it seemed real. Is it real? Look, I'm just going to give you my 2 cents. I don't want to debate it. I've been debating this with some of you Raider fans online, people on Twitter. This really triggered me. This event really triggered me. And I never thought it would. I actually spoke about it on my Raider Twitter. It triggered me. I haven't been this triggered in a while, boy. Look, I was watching it like everybody else. All right? Chris Rock making jokes. Will Smith walks on stage after the JADA joke. We don't need to watch it. We know what happened. It's got like 800 billion views. Walks on stage and slaps Chris Rock. I'm thinking it's fake. Then, of course, we all saw the uncensored version because they blocked it out in LA, my version. But we all heard the, get your wife's name, get my wife's name out of your effing mouth. That was the best. If it was fake and they were acting, that was the best acting I've ever seen Will Smith do. He's now called the fresh slapping prince of the Academy Awards in Bel Air. He got in one little fight and his mom got scared and said, you're going to slap Chris Rock, then you're moving to Bel Air. Was the slap real? Chris Rock moved. He didn't move. Chris Rock's head was there. He was laughing. It was real. Oh, I saw it. It was an open hand slap. That's the problem with the world today is we don't know what the hell is real. That's scary. That's scary. That's scary that we don't know what is real. That's why this event scares me. For all the things that I've just mentioned. Whether it was real or faked for ratings or this or that. I don't know. I don't care. I don't think it was staged. I don't think it was staged. Because I saw the reaction from Will Smith. I saw the reaction from Chris Rock. He was stunned. He mumbled his words. It didn't, after that moment, it didn't seem fake to me. Okay? Then all the questions came. He should have been arrested. I agree. Basically, Will Smith walked on stage for a comedian telling jokes and slapped a comedian for telling jokes on national television. That's assault. And the idiot people that defend it, you're ridiculous. You're defending assault. Well, he talked about his wife. He's a real man. He went on stage like a real man. No, that's thuggish behavior. You guys are living in the fantasy world of thuggish behavior. Well, he talked about his wife. He has a history of making fun of his wife. All right, well, so do a lot of comedians versus Donald Trump. A lot of comedians make fun of Donald Trump and his wife live on television in front of them. Does Donald Trump need to be a thug and defend his wife and assault the comedian? Could you imagine what they would say if Donald Trump did that? My God. All you people would be like, oh my God, that was crazy. He assaulted them. Oh. But it seems like it's 60-40. 60% of the people think Will Smith is an asshole, did something wrong. 40% seem to agree in their own little unintelligent world of violence. Well, it was because of a disease. You don't make fun of a disease. If anybody made fun of my wife, my child, or whatever, I'd do the same exact thing. It was a disease. You don't make fun of diseases. It's a bald disease. Jada Pinkett Smith has been bald forever. She shaves her head 100 times before this event. She makes everything public. Her relationship. Will Smith, he lost his manhood. Jada Pinkett Smith took away his manhood with everything she's doing. Plus, Will Smith doesn't want to admit he's an LGBTQ person, and he's a very happy person as well, just like his son. He doesn't want to admit it. Everybody makes fun of Will Smith as a C-U-C-K. Not Louis C-U-C-K, but C-U-C-K. So Will Smith, at that moment, the devil entered him, and he tried to take his manhood back. Wrong choice. But comedians are concerned. Comedians, for the latter part of 3, 4, 5 years now, they've been getting harassed for telling jokes. They've been getting exposed or trying to cancel them, throwing things at them, spitting at them during shows for telling jokes. I mean, who goes to a comedy show not expecting jokes, then the minute they joke about you or your wife or anything, do they now have the right to attack somebody on stage? That's insane. That's insane. Will Smith should have been arrested. The Academy Awards made a big mistake. They should have escorted him out of the building, but they didn't. And then people are saying, why didn't they do that? Well, it's like your wedding day. Imagine it's your wedding day. You're Will Smith. You're getting married. Somebody goes on stage to talk about your wedding, like a best man or a friend or somebody, and they roast you. Maybe you've had problems with this person in the past, but they roast you on your wedding day. It happened on Jersey Shore Family Vacation. But imagine somebody roasts you on your wedding day. They're giving a speech. Do you have the right to get up there on your wedding day and slap them? No, not really. But if you did do it, are they going to kick you out of your own wedding party if you slap them? No, it's your wedding. That's why they didn't get rid of Will Smith. Maybe 2 or 3 people said, get him out of here. But the Academy's like, he's nominated for Best Actor. He's the favorite. He's probably going to win. We can't get rid of him. It's like his wedding day. It's his inauguration. That's why they didn't get rid of him. Then the rumors are that they asked him to leave. The cops showed up. They told Chris Rock, do you want to arrest him? He's like, no, I don't want to. Chris Rock, he doesn't need to be a bitch. He don't care. He's like, I don't know what the hell happened. But he could have arrested Will Smith. And then even during the set, Chris Rock goes, oh, man, I could. He goes, I could. You could what, Chris Rock? You can make more jokes about him, or you can arrest him for assault. Chris Rock knows he had the upper hand there, but he dealt with it like a champ. Then when Will Smith yelled at him, keep it named out of your mouth, he said, I will. Like, wow. So it was not faked. I don't care what anybody says. It was not faked. And if it was done for ratings, it was done by Will Smith for ratings. There's an Instagram post from Will Smith and JADA before the show where they said, bring on the chaos. They go, you're about to witness chaos. Bring on the chaos. They literally said that on their Instagram. Go to Will Smith's Instagram and check it out. That being said, comedians everywhere should not be defending Will Smith, and most comedians are on Chris Rock's side, and Will Smith is a bitch. But here's what gets me a little bit mad as well. The three women host, Regina Hall, what's the white girl's name? Amy Schumer and Wanda Sykes. They roasted everybody during the show. Regina Hall even made a Jada Pinkett and Will Smith relationship joke. Did Will Smith get on stage, defend his honor against Regina Hall or Wanda Sykes or Amy Schumer for roasting? Right before Will Smith got on stage, Chris Rock made fun of Penelope Cruz and her husband. I forgot his name. Another actor. Made fun of them, roasted them. Will Smith didn't do anything. It's because of Chris Rock has a history. He did it at the 2016 awards. Whatever. Jada Pinkett Smith has ruined Will Smith. People are like, no, she's just a strong black woman. Look, she airs too much of their laundry. And if you air your laundry, you can be made fun of it. That's it. You're giving carte blanche to comedians to make fun of you. Whether they're bad, tasteless jokes or not, you cannot get on stage and assault somebody. That's my 2 cents, guys. Jada Pinkett Smith is the abuser. She is a bully. She bullies Will Smith into doing things, taking the crap. Jada Smith should be looked at for mental health problems. Then when Will Smith got the award, he apologized to everybody but Chris Rock. Boo hoo hoo, that's bullshit. Secondly, he said God is driving him to protect his family. God is telling you and driving you to assault people on stage for telling a tasteless joke about baldness. There's a million bald men in audiences that get made fun of by comedians. Should their wife or their partner get on stage, slap that comedian, they would be arrested, removed, and what have you. But you can get away with it, Will Smith. And God is driving you to assault people? It's not my God. Then you have to protect people and family, just like Richard Williams, of the guy that you played in the movie, the father of Venus and Serena Williams. He said you got to protect people, just like he did. Well, I don't think he went out and slapped comedians for telling jokes or reporters that, interviewed him. You're wrong, Will Smith. You need to atone and forgive. And there are rumors that he's a Scientologist. So, Scientology tells you to make acts like that. And the last thing I'm going to say was Denzel Washington apparently made a quote to Will Smith that the devil comes for you at your biggest moments. That could be true. But the devil comes for you every time you make a decision. And I'm really sad to think that actors and people that I kind of want to be admired by or live in the Hollywood community, they gave Will Smith a standing ovation. For something comedians do when they roast people all the time. Because let's be honest, actors at award shows don't like being roasted. They were happy Chris Rock got slapped, because they have to deal with roasting and getting roasted, not only online by fans or other people, but specifically at award shows by Richie Gervais in the Golden Globes, even by the host of the Academy Awards this year, that some of them got roasted. They were happy Chris Rock got smacked. They loved it. That's why they gave Will Smith a standing ovation. Because he's so-called, in God's eyes, protecting the Hollywood superstar left for being roasted. Ridiculous. Ridiculous. All right, everybody. Now let's watch my roast of a famous Raider. And you guys let me know, do I deserve to be slapped?
But then again,
Raiders! Raiders!
but then again,
Raiders! Raiders! That's right, Raider Nation. We're here. Okay, Raider Nation, do me a favor. Put your knives away. It's time to love and laugh. And let that Broncos fan and that Chiefs fan, let them bleed at the hospital. It's too messy. I got to clean up after. That's right. We're here to roast a legend, our coach, our owner, the beloved Al Davis. Our first roaster is Mikey Raider. He's been a Raider fan forever, and he also has his own TV show. It's on YouTube, but... Mikey Raider! Thank you, Raider Nation. Thank you. I mean, we all know that Al Davis was a tough son of a bitch, and we loved him for that. But the whole world thought he was nothing but old and mean. That's not true. Al Davis helped so many people. I mean, just last year, when we were playing the Denver Broncos and whooping their butt 49-14, there was a Denver Bronco fan, a 7-year-old boy who was paralyzed. He was watching the game, and he got so mad that we were kicking his ass that he got out of his wheelchair, walked to the TV, and turned it off. Al Davis helped that boy. I know, but seriously, I mean, we are here to honor an NFL legend, a pioneer in terms of the National Football League. I mean, we also wanted to bring in Larry Flint, but no Raider Nation fan wanted to build him a ramp. Yes, Al Davis was older than most. But we all know that all he wanted to do was help people. He was a loving and caring man. I mean, just last week before he passed away, there's rumors spreading that he wanted to help America just win, baby, the war, that he enlisted in the Old Navy. Many people thought that Al Davis was the most hated man in the National Football League. But if you look into it, that's not the case. There is one other man that's more hated than Al Davis. He goes by the name T.O. We wanted to bring him here for comment, but he was busy filming a reality show called I'm Unemployed. I am just now getting breaking news from the underworld that the devil himself has now been replaced. Al Davis has taken over the entire underworld. And the devil will no longer wear red, silver, and black from now on. And the demons are no longer demons, they are pirates. And fire is not allowed. It is now the autumn wind.
So there it is, Raider Nation, your show for today. I hope you guys enjoyed it. Thank you guys for the kind words. Somebody wrote me they wish I had that motivation again to do skits. I don't really have a big garage studio like I used to. Plus, health-wise, I don't want to get into it. But I should be doing a few skits in the future. I promise you guys that. All right? Not next Friday, but the following Friday, I will be back on Raider Football Talk. We're going to have another doozy show as we ramp up for the draft. Hopefully this Sunday I can tweet out a possible return with Raider critique and whoever else is on the show. I think it might be a hardcore Raider or a graphic Raider. I'm not really sure yet, but I might be able to do a Raiders Roundtable on my channel or theirs. I'll update you guys on Twitter. But we will have a Mondays with Mikey and Murph, I believe, on April 18th for the draft. So stay tuned to this channel. You're going to get some more videos to come. I'm going to do my best to get you guys some content and some love and share the love that you guys have given me. And that being said, this is the point of view if you're Chris Rock at the Academy Awards with Will Smith getting on stage to punch you. I thought that was hilarious. And that brings me to the apology that I wanted to say to you guys. I said it on Twitter maybe a week or so ago. But I made this post. I said, first off, I want to apologize for the past 4 years of Raider Central / Mikey Raider. In those 4 years, I lost my father, my health, my house, my family, my career. Got sued by my favorite team, the Raiders, and the NFL. I lost my YouTube channel. And they fucking hired John Gruden. I lost my passion for life. Let's call it what it really is. Raider Central, the dark years. With a new regime change that I actually trust and like in Josh McDaniels, with a new Raider channel, with some new fans, a new hope, a new place, a little bit of newer health. I'm trying to find my way back. But it all starts with my passion for the Raiders and my love for making videos and talking Raiders. I'm hoping to bring it all back. I cannot guarantee it'll be a weekly thing, a monthly thing, or if I'll do it as well as I used to. But I am no longer going to self-harm my life by living in a depressive world. Today is April Fool's Day, but I'm making a declaration that I'm no fool, that I'm a living human being with empathy, love, and strength. I want to live. I'm tired of sitting here dying. Welcome back, Mikey. I love you, Raider Nation. I'll see you on the next show. God bless.